Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I've made it out to Tollesbury, over to the salt marshes here, to capture a lone tree. Now, as photographers, we absolutely love a lone tree, and it wasn't until literally about 3 days ago that I actually found this lone tree. Luckily enough, obviously a member of a local Essex-based photography Facebook group, and there was an image of this posted up, and I couldn't believe it. I've been to Tollesbury a couple of times before and never ever knew that this tree was here. So luckily enough today, the guy that actually took that image gave me some really good directions, so I've made it down for sunrise today on a really clear morning. So hopefully I'll be able to take some images. I've got a couple of compositions already set up that I've taken already, but sunrise is in about 10 minutes time, so I'll try and obviously get that as it's obviously rising up. So hopefully will work out to be a good shoot this morning. So let's see what I come up with. So I've got the camera set up pretty low down here, looking up at this petrified tree here. It's yeah, absolutely fantastic. What some really interesting shapes it's creating with the dead branches. And I really, as I said earlier, didn't know at all about this actual location. It's fantastic. And what more does it say about sort of sharing local knowledge on a Facebook group with obviously all photographers that have all got common interest, all within the same area. And this is only about a half hour, 45-minute drive from home. Yeah, wow, what a great location and a great find. Yeah, it's something that I've always wanted to have near to home and never knew that I did, and luckily enough found that I've obviously got this location now, one that I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy coming to. So yes, images today that I'm setting up. I've got the wide angle lens on. Started off with a 24 to 105, found that obviously 24mm, it just wasn't really giving me that sort of vastness that you can obviously get when you obviously go to a 17mm lens. So yes, got a 17 to 40mm lens on 17mm, taking a couple of images with the obviously the tree dead center, making sure that then obviously composing it to the left and the right as well. And at the moment I've got it composed over to the right, which is working out really quite nice. And where we're actually situated here, just off of the walkway around here, off the sea wall, we're actually on what's called the Salt Marshes here. So it's a fantastic location. There's so much wildlife around here, and hearing the bird song first thing in the morning is really a fantastic thing, isn't it? So yes, obviously got this composition set up, working out really quite well. I've got it set on f8 ISO 50, about, let me just wait the camera back up, 0.3 of a second as the base image, however bracketing the two stops either side, just so I've obviously got all of that information in the lovely colour of the sky that we've got this morning. Now unfortunately, where it's been very very clear today, which is great for obviously the sunrise and stuff, however there's no cloud sort of catching any of the rising sun, so any of the light. But yeah, that is what it is. I mean, to be fair, it works out really quite nice. And I think also, again, what's going to work quite nicely for this composition and this subject as well is having the tree itself in a bit of a silhouette and making sure that you're obviously emphasizing the colors in the background as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll work out to be a really good shoot this morning. So I'm happy to always be proven wrong. And why am I proven wrong? Is because the actual sun is rising uninterrupted. Wow. So just using the light meter and the histogram on the back of the camera, and yeah, just adjusting the shutter speed as and when, keeping the settings f8 ISO 50, really filling the frame up. So about, what is it, 38mm give or take on the lens now, really making the tree itself the main element and filling the frame with the actual shape of the tree. Again, obviously right in silhouette at the same time as well, and that sun is just rising. Superb. What I'm going to wait now is for that sun to rise a little bit more, and then obviously take the image as well. Yeah, really enjoying this one now. This is fantastic. Well worth the effort to get up super early and come out to take these images. Moving around to this side of the tree now, because of the lovely lights that we're getting, and I've now got the tree not in silhouette at all really, and I've been able to pick out some lovely detail that's on this tree. There's so much wear and tear on it. It's absolutely fantastic, and having the camera in both landscape and portrait orientation working out really quite well for this image. And as the light's obviously coming behind you onto me and then onto the actual tree itself, working out really quite nice. However, one of the problems that I'm getting with this type of composition, particularly in the landscape orientated images, is my shadow that I'm casting over the obviously foreground here. So setting the camera this time onto the 10-second obviously shutter delay, so I can obviously click it and then move out of the way, wait for that 10 seconds, then I've cleared the scene, and obviously reducing any shadow of myself in the actual composition. Now the ground's a little bit wet, so I don't fancy sort of laying down on that to actually obviously stay here, but yeah, as I say, taking that or using that 10-second delay, moving out of the way, taking that image will work out really quite well. Because when you're obviously doing this type of photography, you're just trying to think about how to make your life that little bit easier, and that is going to be making my life a lot easier in post-processing. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to get back and realise that there's this massive shadow of me that's obviously needed to be either cloned out or really sort of detracting from the actual final image. So yeah, one key thing when you've got conditions like this, when they're super clear and you've got a very flat horizon, which is obviously what I've got around the area that I live at, you need to make sure that you're obviously getting out of the way when the sun's behind you and you've got a subject matter like this obviously taking the images. And yeah, as I say, all I want is the shadows of the lovely foreground that's going to be lit up here, obviously the tree, and then the shadow of the tree itself as well. So yeah, just one thing to bear in mind when you are out shooting. Wow, what a fantastic morning it has been coming out here to the tree here in Tollesbury. Yeah, what a great find. Really appreciate obviously the tip about coming to this location, as it's been a fantastic morning shoot and a really good and interesting subject matter. Obviously I think it worked out, to be fair, quite well for this subject matter, for the type of conditions I had this morning, because it was all about the tree itself. There was no sort of distraction about any fantastic cloud cover in the background, even though, yeah, come on, let's be fair, that would have been great if I did have that. But the fact that I was able to get those images of the silhouette of the tree as well, and then obviously do a 180-degree turn pretty much and come the other side of the tree, and then obviously get that lovely colour and that morning light on the tree itself as well. So definitely a location that I'll come back to, because it's only about, as I say, 45 minutes or so from home, and only about sort of a 10-minute or so walk from where you obviously have to park the car. So all in all, what a great location this is. Thanks everyone for watching this week's vlog, and please let us know what you think about the images that I've obviously captured today in the comments below. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and until next time when I'm back out with my camera, take care.